The program is still listening to now. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. As we earlier don't introduce the studio guest, we now Andrew Ravali, Executive Director, Institute for Governance Reform, IGR. Inside the edition of the program, Good Morning Saloon, it yeah for analyzed then finding for circa the November 26 incidents we then describe as a failed coup. Well, the IGR, na Independent Multidisciplinary Policy Research Think Tank Group, na Saloon, we don't do research on happenings them na the country, and they don't do the research on the November 26 incident with the title Violence Entrepreneurs, Understanding the Actors and Incentives Behind the November 26th Field Coup. Once again, good morning, Andrew Lavalley, and welcome to the program. Good morning, Saloon.
Good morning, listeners, and good morning to you, Musa.
From that description and introduction to we viewers and listeners, the media inside the program for talk about una research we una don't put together and findings, and for second the November 26 incident. But before we can look at this report and waiting the inside and why una do them, make we look at waiting now you take as an organization within the talk on good governance, democracy, and social justice in the country for second November 26 incidents.
So, we dey see say, of course, November 26 really bad, and where people then wake to that nightmare, a lot of people then they just feel say, no, this not ever happen again. We dey see, beaucoup young people when they not been born before, during the war. Now that 10-day, they hear it gone for the first time. So it been shocking for everybody. So the whole idea about the coup, it's being politicized, and people are talking, no, this now APC in a bad party, now they do this, no, this why. In fact, some people even say, no, now President Bio, even fix this coup, now stage manage this coup. So waiting we do as a think tank, now for let we try for understand waiting happen and why it happened, not to whether guilty or whether not guilty, because at the court of law, then go prove whether guilty or whether not guilty. But as people where they feel the insecurity where they happen, the whole idea now for law find out why this happened and how for prevent them. So the report where you talk about title Violence Entrepreneurs. The title, in fact, Violence Entrepreneur, will be inspired by one Russian writer, Wayna Volkev. So in write on Russian capitalism, it's in fact that violence then make Russian capitalism grow. So in call them violent entrepreneurs, we really will call them violence entrepreneurs. Which is an entrepreneur for family we don't know. Entrepreneur na person where they buy and sell, where they do trade. So that means this report they say people and the way they trade in violence. In fact, na some of the reasons that they behind the coup. So this is not about APC, it's not about Northerner, is not about tribe. So we try for understand what are the characters then behind this and why then do it in
earlier when this incident happened, we been get the defense spokesperson then at the same seat we they so been described the incident as not a coup. And later na government press conference, Minister of Information press conference, government come up with a statement say now a coup. Now from the IGR standpoint, what's now your description of the incident? Is it a coup or a violence attack?
No, we just take within the state don't describe and the state don't describe them as a failed coup. So that's how we did. It's not to IGR for describe something. It's how officially it's being understood. And based on that we do analysis. So you see say where this attack happened, on the 26th, we see a lot of interpretation. So the ease way people then go just go break. Can you pay attention to me, please? The ease way people then take for just go break the Pademba Road prison for break the ammunition dome. So that is the way down they happen. Actually, it require greater investigation. So now that make we actually say we need for investigate this. So people in feel say you get social science behind peace and security. within social science behind peace and security. So, now human behavior, nine social science they normally analyze, because the conflict they get, like for the past 2-3 years now, the conflicts they get, not to fight between Liberia and Sierra Leone and between Guinea and Sierra Leone, now amongst yourself as Sierra Leoneans. So now that make a fine for we critically analyze what happen, what are the day behind them, how they drive them, for let we know the one way they drive peace and security, for example, the justice system, government, and the security apparatus, even international partners within the civil society and the media, which kind of lessons we need for learn from this, and how we forestall or even prevent then kind of thing in the future. So some people they take and say, no, now grievances now lead to this. So this paper, Violence Entrepreneurs, in the talk say now more greed than grievance now lead to this attack.
So from IGR angle, and when you start for talk, you mentioned about the reason why on do the reports now for know waiting happen and why it happened. So far, waiting on gather, where they show the reason we make we get this particular issue for the 3 team now.
Okay, so we realize the one them we then do this attack, they not talk to anybody. There was no radio announcement, there is nothing. But following that, we hear a lot of interpretations on media. So you can get, in fact, 3 big interpretations will capture. You get one group on BBC, we say, no, this not the economy, and this is a mirror of other coups that would happen at the region. And of course, now the election we don't just pass, now based on all of that. So that's one bucket of ideas. You get another bucket of idea we propounded by Sarah I, where they say, in fact, this not really not the division within this country, and the country actually need cohesion. So you get another press release we come out, actually led the first organization. We all signed to RAM, but it's led by Human Rights Watch. So Human Rights Defenders Network. So argue say this now is a chain of activities, largely by what we call anti-democratic forces them, where since 2018 maybe they'll not be happy with the change of government. So all of them disturbances over time. So with all of this, we talk to all of them, things are fine, then interpretation are fine. But the one they actually wait and do the attack, they don't talk. So what you do now, and that's normally, research institutions they can do, we try to find out the background of the one they will then kill in the process, and the one they will then arrest with already then as alleged, they are alleged people. So we get the background, for example, of Amadou Keita. This is not the first document. This way they actually find, they put all of the background, at least 6 major individuals. The one they always then are fugitive, some they wouldn't don't kill, and some they wouldn't in a police cell right now, with not them background. So why would the talk call them violence entrepreneurs? We call them violence entrepreneurs because, like why we talk entrepreneur na person with the buy and sell, and if not violence entrepreneur, na the person with the buy and sell violence, and we call them so because we feel say we check do background checks of them people and we see say them get a long history. So this not to APC, for talk say, in fact APC condemn the violence, and then go to parliament, in the well of parliament, SLPP and APC then make a joint motion, they all to condemn, and I believe say APC gets an avowed commitment, say they can able to come na power through the ballot box. And throughout we research who don't they see, we don't they see say you get 90% of Sierra Leoneans then. In fact, then they show up at the coup. 90% of the Sierra Leoneans they talk say we will not believe in violence for win election. I mean for take power. We believe say now periodically through elections, now with the change government. So then you begin to watch all of them were within the inside police nest, some that are killed. None of them not really belong to the army.
Okay.
None of them not belong to a political party. So we talk say no, then why well, I would talk say largely most of them not belong to any political party. In fact, the analogy we need for draw, where January 6th attack happened at the US in 2021. Nobody not talk say, no, this one na Republican them. When you breach the law, they actually deal with you on the account of yourself breaching the law. So the more we try for politicize this process here, the more it become difficult for let we handle them. In fact, what will happen, it become now a situation where political parties they actually hide inside.
Okay, now, Mr. Lavalley, most time we cook happen in other African countries, them one thing we can come out clear now that because of hardship, injustice, or the misuse of we natural resources. For Salone, we don't sense anything like that. We make continuously we get this issue of riot or attempt coup.
And I not go talk say now what they call grievance. I know talk say people they not get grievance. But with style and violence entrepreneurs because grievance can be exploited. In fact, so now I make with the talk say political parties and get for be very careful. Because the more create policy platforms, so love say for example, jobs and all day. For the past God knows how long, decades, young people they not get jobs. Under Kaba, under Kuruma, under Bio, there is a difficulty for young people they not get jobs. But the moment we begin to say, many people in the get job, team people in the get job, Lokono they get jobs. You know what's happen? You create dissatisfaction. So political parties they actually need for frame policy responses. Say for example, we will not get jobs because of XYZ. And at this mean they do for create jobs. And if this economy no better, of course the economy one day better from women to grow up. And that not really a justification. Say I get for come take gun, go break the armory and release prisoners then for stage coup. So one day be that situation. So the point they make is that the then grievances they can be exploited by people and we want for govern. So and we expect for let APC and SLPP actually sit down and discussing challenges then they. One of the areas that we can sit down and discussing challenges then they with democracy they provide na parliament. Some of the areas where they can provide, where they can make for discussing challenges then they na media, na place like this. Like regularly they invite APC, SLPP. So this is not a thing about exchange rate, this is not a thing about inflation. How do we tackle it?
Okay.
So we no want for believe saying of course yes, grievance is part of it, but it's largely greed in the part of it. Especially given the fact say we watch some people then get a history of participation in many coups. Say from 1992, you get one of them where he been involved in the 1992 coup and now being involved in the AFRC coup in 1997. So you get them background and it has nothing to do with APC. The more politicized is, the more defined and difficult for them.
Andrew Lavalley, they look at the report proper and then to words them wanna use inside this report we in actors and incentives.
The program na Good Morning Salon where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. As you reap one of we headline them this morning, we talk to the Human Rights Commission of Salon, who say that they can talk about how they don't they work for CC people and gets their rights in the country. And members say the Human Rights Commission of Salon, one of the core mandates for promote and protect human rights issues in the country. And over the past year, the commission they do their work. And the commission get 5 commissioners, and one of them where we get now the studio this morning, Simiti Lavalley, we go come April for talk about issues them they don't get from the country get failed attempt coup November 26th this year. Good morning, ma, and welcome to Radio Democracy.
Thank you. Good morning, listeners.
Okay, from where the failed attempt coup on November 26th happened, the commission gets big role for play, and we know say una don't go now some part then at the country. So far, wait till una get that.
So thank you very much. As we all know, everybody wake up on Sunday with the news that there was these attacks going on. The gunshots, me people then wake me, then they call me, they say they hear the gunshots in the background, and they try to understand what's happening. And then later we see on social media now where the prisons, the correctional center will open. For and that thing, they actually me worry, because before then I was like everything's under control, but then never in the history of whether since me done their life or say everybody now the correctional center be done release. So it was really a cause for concern, because as you say, the Human Rights Commission, they promote and protect the human rights of everybody. So it's on both sides. We protect the human rights of those who are behind bars to ensure that they have their constitutional and their statutory rights and guaranteed under international covenants and protections. But we also look at the rights of citizens to ensure that there's security and harmony, because where there is no security, where there's no harmony, they will enjoy human rights. So we were very concerned, because there are people who need to be behind bars. They should not be out on the streets causing problems. So we were very concerned. So the first thing we will do on Monday, first now for release a press release, saying first of all that we are very concerned about the issue, because we don't the right to participation under Article 21 of the UDHR is about people being involved in governance. It is not for people take over the governance of the state by force. So we know they support anybody where they try for use violence for take over governance by force. So we condemn the attempted coup or whatever the breach of security, as I will refer to them. We condemn roundedly this breach of security, and we also reach out and send with sympathy a message to the gallant members of the armed forces with the RSLAF and the correctional center. We put their lives at risk on behalf to ensure that the states remain secure. So we continue for tell them thank you for the part we then play, and for all the other people, then even citizens, and we no agree for let them people then go out, they actually round some of them up, or then provide information to the security forces for let people then come back. So we do the press release, and we continue for Tell Us, but also we go do monitoring. So on the Wednesday after, we actually go to the correctional center for go see the level of damage, because we need the correctional center. And if it damage, it means that we have nowhere that people can be kept securely, so that we go enjoy peace, whether over Christmas or any other time. So we go there and we see, it was really shocking for see the bullets for especially at the Special Court for Sierra Leone, how they destroy all of the cells. So in fact, we meet them now, then they try for see how they will for repair. So it means that even if the inmates for come back that day, there was nowhere they could securely be kept. So there were bullets all over the place. There were big rocks we see, and some big ball stone. Where we ask outside and come, themselves saying that the people then go with them big ball stone where they use for hits the cells and for break the all, then damage all the cells. And now Special Courts, even Pademba Road, even to the woman, and they go and destroy the place. They're even trying to do the cleaning exercise. We also see the damage to the gates, because for the Special Courts now through the female entrance they use, you could see the damage and show them seeing a motorcar ram into the gates. We force for enter, and then we also talk to the inmates and whether they had any impact on them. So at that time we go on the Wednesday, people had come back voluntarily. Most of the people who were there had voluntarily returned. We had even those one that will be there under safe custody. We had, I think, 2 or 3 of them, the police of this, how do you call that? The military officers, and where they may hold with 80, where they may be under secure cause. And they said we did not participate. So we know they go run away. They were there, and we met other people. So it was, and when we go to the woman, then waiting the woman and say, we not do nothing. He said we want worker like free citizens in this country, so we not run away. He said we come back because we want worker, and he said we pass. We no one day under hide and seek.
Now, talking about the November 26 incident, plenty things be happen on that particular day. As when I don't always or almost don't tell us for bearing to all who that die, and the soldier them we die to their families, them and how they lost their life. I don't pray for them. But plenty incident happen to the one them we, for instance, there was a video we the soldier didn't explain this. We shoot a 9 foot, he not die. So pass them come close to them, beat them, or can shoot them back, he die. In instances like that, or arrest of people were involved in perpetrating such things, what in the human rights say about their human right or their life at that moment day?
So, Human Rights Commission always believes in the rule of law and the constitutional guarantees. Me not see that particular video. There were lots of videos flying around that day, so not all are able to watch because some you don't know if not true, some whether not lie. But any instance where somebody then you are not fleeing custody, or you're not fleeing escape, you are not doing anything where then for shoot you for. It is wrong, it is illegal, and individuals then for go make a report. If they feel say they're not able for reports to the police, for say that they suffered grievous bodily harm, that is if they're still alive, or if they don't die, the family members can make a report. If they feel say when they report to the police, no action has been taken, they can report to we, or they can even directly to we. But we personally not see them specific videos then. But it is wrong. You're innocent until proven guilty. So if in a process of investigation, in the process of saving the country, you are injured by the forces, that is a reasonable use of force. However, if people still feel say they abuse that force, they can make a report and it can be investigated. But nobody can take the law into their own hands.
All right, now, as you say, we're going to go after the November 26 incident, we're going to some prison them and other parts them. Now, the one day we basically they under police, custody for help them with investigation. We're not get anything we get for do it, they not get access to the lawyer and other things.
At the time we go, because the investigation was just fresh and it was less than 48 hours, so we'll not actually be able to talk to them. But we noted that they were there and that we say we get for come back. But because we get this International Human Rights Day celebration, so we're not being a chance for actually go talk to them one day. But we get for make a visit later this week for go. Because definitely they have constitutional rights, they have international rights and human rights. For say the lawyer has to, they have to be granted access to a legal practitioner of their choice. And that then for tell them waiting then they arrest them for, and then for as best as possible carry out a speedy investigation. And we have been in discussions with the Ministry of Justice for say, let them try and ensure that there's a speedy investigation. Because we all want the country to be safe and secure. And that cannot happen if investigations are still ongoing for a long time. And then people become restless and we don't know what else could happen.
Continue for the way to inside the program in name Nasimiti Lavali, Commissioner and the Human Rights Commission of Salona today for talk about issues we get for do with human rights. We go for a break, we go talk to the other studio guests as them people report concerning the November 26 failed attempt coup.
UTB, Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't come. As we the lead, others they follow. And just with your mobile phone, you go transfer and receive money with ease, speed, and safety. UTB don't make it possible for collect money na ATM machine without the ATM card. Now that we call cardless ATM. You, the UTB customer, go send money to anybody and the person can collect the money na any UTB ATM panel without any ATM card. All it can do now for just enter the reference code and collect the money. The UTB copper in safe day. With this UTB copper, any UTB customer can transfer copper with a mobile phone to anybody up to 5 billion loans. And with the reference code, the person can go to any UTB branch and collect the copper. Union Trust Bank, we there for you.
The program na Good Morning Salon with the council from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. And the inside the edition of the program, we come to the other studio guest, Wena Andrew Lavali, where they talk about the report we then put together for SECA, the November 26 incident. We then title Violence, Entrepreneurs, Understanding the Actors and the Incentives Behind the November 26 Failed Coup. For somebody to listen to you before we can look at the thematic areas they mentioned the report, make we look at how we arrive at conclusion for put this report together, we want to title the way we are just read.
So thank you very much. So live is our desk work, and we do media reviews, and some of the media reviews include social media, regular media, and like the desk work. And desk work actually we look into, some literature. Of course, we do primary interviews as well. If you want to do background checks on somebody, you can go ask that person the institution we belong to, some of their family members, then for letting know. If you answer this person has not been there for the past 1 year, you need for actually go very close to a network for like go and arrive at that conclusion. There. So you get a number of standards then who employ. And by the way, I must say, we commissioned two investigations. One na this research, the other one we did do an assessment on the economic implications or the impact of this coup on businesses, and that will be published later this week. Okay. But this one really not for understanding incentives and the actors them. So now we don't publish right now.
Now, let me look at the actors them we wanna I marked or we the inside this wanna report. And you earlier before we go for them break them, they mentioned some of the names them where they alleged say involved in this incident. Say they know they mentioned Pancus them since. Mm-hmm. Take me through the names them or actors them behind this coup according to one of your reports.
Okay, so this is not the one they will officially within they publish. So as government they publish, and as police they publish, saying that this actor, you actually go do background checks on them. And why we do background checks, and I continue to reiterate, because nobody, but all of the one there, no one they sit on a radio talk say we did this because of X, Y, and Z. So if I for like you actually employ like social science skills for like you find out with the incentives in there. So for example, if you see like Koita, so we cover Koita, for example, where this a well-known, say been in the army, a well-known for say they live abroad, they live in the UK, a well-known for talk say with the change of government, he actually voluntarily retire and left, and well-known say if they make social media broadcast, we've been there out, part of family they talk say again for terminate, like the government. In fact, we attach one of the social media broadcasts then inside the report. So if you get Idrissa Kamara, what they call leather boots now person where he since 1992 you've been also been involved in the 1992 coup, and after that he was assigned to the Under Secretary of State Mines, and the illegal trade in mines he was actually coordinating it. Moving forward in 1997, he been involved in the AFRC coup. Of course, with the change of government by Echo Mog in 1999, he actually left. He only came back in 2007. Now Yeri Bottom. He became a bodyguard to a presidential aspirant, and he was involved in another violent attack in Bo, where he been involved between Tom Newman. And of course, the SLPP incident in 2009, March 13 and March 16 precisely, he was named in it. Why would they say this? People are very quick for letting say, no, this is not APC. This is not party. And I continue for say, when you watch waiting happen in the US, waiting happened on the 6th of January 2021. You get people where that day with Donald Trump, they talk, then actually go attack the Capitol. No, in the investigation in there, you say, no, this is not Democrat, this is not Republican. What you do a right or a wrong. In fact, waiting Simonton and they do in human rights. Now then now follow, make sure say all the one that wouldn't in this net with the safeguard then rights them. But the moment you try for politicize them, they make work difficult for everybody.
When it comes to the political aspects, just give the actors.
Of course, the list is long. So you get like Yete, when Yete na Mohamed Yete Toure, of course, in being OSD, he was deployed in Bo, and then in Bo, in fact, we'll get some thread. Then we link thread links that we put on some of the actions, the activities in Bo. And of course, he was named in the last attempted coup just in July this year. And of course, he was captured in Guinea. And he was actually in prison at the time with this happened. So now, it ain't on the list of people.
This somebody go say the investigation still go on and not just allegations on them people away una don't highlight as actors in the failed coup. For IGR, una get any evidence linking them to the attempted coup?
No.
So now they go by the list of the states.
Yeah, we just go by the list and we get them backgrounds then.
All right. Now, as you mentioned, say this particular incident, we know for link out politics, but already people don't start for the link if you look, waiting on the happen, all the security them way, or the people them way, police do arrest, they link to former President Kuma, and people again they allege say, now government stage this particular coup. As a country, we need them talk there at this time where we get serious issue like this.
People and they always get opinions, but the opinion of people in the whole, not they stop you from doing your work. Waiting we actually need for follow is the quality of the evidence. So that make me they really encourage government as best as possible letting they share information in ways that are technical, in ways that are less emotive. Because one of the things that will make me happy, when this thing happen, we for don't wreck with economy, with democracy. If we don't easily succeed, if the people of Freetown win a predominantly APC-dominated city, they talk saying, wow, we want this. But it take me back to Afrobarometer data. Afrobarometer data, they show say 89% of citizens, then they talk say, we not believe in any other means for change government except through elections. So, in fact, where we do background checks on even some of the one then we they be there in the video, where then go effect the arrest, that civilian arrest of one party, one that wouldn't do. They are largely northerners. So I think the government for no say, I'm actually enjoying the support of people. Of course, we get with division, but I'm enjoying support across the divide for law make sure say we end violence. This chain of violence, this coup is just one of them. But the chain of violence which alone they get, it not go assure you of anything in the future, of jobs, of progress. So we actually need to find out what in the drive this and how do we forestall it.
All right. Now, Mr. Lavalley, again, on the line of tea we get for do with politics. If you listen BBC, the lawyer for former President Kuma, get waiting he can say, and we listen from the Minister of Information, himself get waiting he say, also include English and other thing there. At this time, we'd expect them talk there from government or opposition when we get serious issue like this.
We get for always separate the rhetoric of politicians from violence entrepreneurs. And are they here for really talk on the report, violence entrepreneurs. Okay. We watch violence entrepreneurs, this that people wouldn't get background over. If I belong to a party, you belong to a party. That party talk to, because not in your DNA and your background for take gun, go fetch. You will never do it. So we get for Fenway, you have people waiting that would miss way. That's what they always do. And there's a reason why, say for example, Paremba Road Correctional Center, there's a reason why then they keep and so. Not to for say, a place just for punish, but a place for actually consign people who are very bad and we missed. So for let somebody just grab it up, say, I'm dissatisfied. I don't know what the dissatisfaction is. And they go broke them and then they unleash them people and they on the very communities that they have hurt. It means we need for really go find out waiting the drive down and day. It goes beyond economic hardship. It goes beyond SLPP and APC divide or northeast versus southwest, north versus south.
Talking about the actors of the November 26th failed coup, and we just listened to an interview with the Minister of Information to talk about why the first-time president and the chairman of the opposition, Ernest Bai Koma, the CID, they take statements and then get stiff bail, and the arguments being the whether they're under house arrest or they're under house arrest, and on the pretext that on the context that most of the people with a name now, whether past or present security, we belong to them. In Dunayon report, as in the era of the actors, anything linked to the All People's Congress Party or the first 10 presidents to the coup?
Of course, you will get team with link to anybody. You will get people and with a link to Yusuf, or to me, or to any political party or anybody. But the fact of the matter is, where they investigate crime, except if it's really organized, because one of the things that maybe something we don't want to investigate is this really organized. But the moment you go begin to talk, say, no, there is a political party behind this, or there is this person here behind this, I'm not a lawyer, but it's become increasingly complicated. And me no one day see where then they, they always really cite January 6, 2021, for talk say, no, we they investigate Republicans because of this. You dey actually investigate the person in action, because one of you get a principle for let you be law abiding. So of course, yes, some of them people are with them named and we acknowledge and we report. Some then are members of political parties. But you know what in violence entrepreneurs they can do? They can always exploit grievances. So for example, if they're right now Sierra Leone is polarized, and right now economic hardship day. So if me talk say I seize this moment now, you remember we saw in the video one possibility talk say when I join with because no one for buy rest at this price. The people not really they fail to budge. They're not budge to dandy. So now that's who an entrepreneur is. The person will use this term here first when a Russian writer in talk say now this violent entrepreneurs they use for in the Russian capitalism. And in your own case, the violence entrepreneurs in Russia, they actually get the state, now they control the state, and they use brutal force for letting get capital. In we own case, the violence entrepreneurs they really try to control the state to the state. Yes.
In the area of incentives, within IGR they talk about incentives behind the November 26th.
The incentives are extremely personal. Normally, in the history of coups, when coups can normally happen, the constitution is suspended. So if the constitution is suspended and they rule by decree, that APC MP in a parliament, USLPP, and they need a day. This order all day, the day. Then people, if they succeeded, they will be in control. Then financial situation, the economic status, they change. So you find there are incentives with it. So in fact, you could link to former president, but not to necessarily saying it for do ourselves. Because there is a complete desire, say, if this work, I'm better off in this system. So whilst you get Paul Collier one good writer with write largely about grievance. So in the talk say there's greed, there's grievance. When they normally propel conflict. In Uyong case, whilst there is greed, where there is grievance they largely among people. We saw August 10, 2022. We saw April 30, 2020. 6 weeks into COVID, the riot that wouldn't take place. But it's largely about greed. When you do now background checks on the people that were involved, it's beyond grievance. So you see, say greed, then challenge then our society. They can be exploited for people and personal gains. Yes.
Continue for stay with me, Andrew Lavalley.
Thank you. Let I just also, before I answer that question, say commend the people of Freetown for where they know embrace the violence and allow the situation for don't turn into a coup, because we see how people then just not get involved, whether not from the inmates and where they go left, where they not get involved, because we've been very concerned where over 2,000 people who may have grievances against the state go out and nothing happens. We really want to commend citizens who are even commend the inmates saying wake out and not cause any havoc, and say that give you hope for Sierra Leone, say at least go degenerate into a loss of life and maximum loss of life. We also want to thank you even to the correctional center officers, because normally in the past to the area of death, say the last riot, so many inmates and died. There was not a single loss of life in this from what we get. So we also want to commend them for the professional way in which they handle the situation, where even though there were bullets all over the place, nobody not died, just 1 or 2 people that injured. Coming back to the question we asked, as Section 13 of the Constitution show citizens' responsibilities, and even in the international covenants and protocols that we don't sign. There are aspects of citizens' responsibilities. So we they call on everybody out there that continue to assist the police in their investigation. They will also calm down the discussions that we will get. As Andrew and team they try to say, let us not look at this as a
feel shame and then end up only ID card and as a medical workman we not still get and they try for get them.
So thank you. Firstly, would they engage like using the media, any media platform we get, would they engage the security forces and personnel. But more importantly, we also be able to engage at a higher level through ONS or through talking to Inspector General of Police. So the engagement will continue with them. We get for engage them for say, because whenever you have MACP invoked, obviously we have those allegations, so we can always try for get discussions with them. I mean, there has been improvements in the way they handle them checkpoints too in the past. We will get maybe like COVID or Ebola, we will get so many other complaints. So once anybody we don't experience that, they firstly, we offices are open for all those kind of reports for be made. The main office now fit on at number 2 Lamina Sanko Street.
Okay.
A person go come. Then we get offices na Makeni, na Kenema, na Bo, na Portuloko. So let anybody, you or somebody we affected or somebody we know say somebody affected can go lay that complaint to we, so we would investigate the specific case.
Quick one. The issue of ID card na the checkpoint them, is it compulsory or should it be compulsory?
Well, we don't know what's in the how then they go about it, because and then the checkpoints people then they can't do then they check. I think the ID was to guarantee who you say you are. So somebody like if you say a nurse, I presume for her to move during coffee hours. Now you make
but what about normal hours?
Normal hours are nothing saying. I mean, I'm just speaking off the top of my head and as a lawyer. Normal hours, you don't need to forget ID. However, if you face FIBA somebody where they say I wanted the ID, now you go there as protection for say I'm not that person.
Because I ask you based on experience, traveling from Kono to Freetown, you see plenty checkpoints and ID card where you not get them go. Well, you sit on a corner for us, wait for we say we deal with down the way and get ID card. Now make I ask you, it should be compulsory.
Okay, that they don't come to the knowledge yet because me self then couple of days I don't go Makini, I don't go Port Loko, I don't go Bo area. So I don't know.
Perhaps
if you reach me, we will definitely investigate.
Perhaps if they inside public private
obviously I've been inside government vehicle. They still check we because even me as a commissioner, they work out with me ID card.
Okay.
Because I don't know when somewhere I will feel a person. But I don't think that then for put you aside
when the situation tension for people they use public transport anyway. Go and find out as Human Rights Commission.
Please bring that to attention. We will definitely handle.
Work about we can to studio guests them and can to Andrew Lavalley. We be on the inside the studio. They talk about then report. Andrew Lavalley at this moment, waiting at the way forward.
So thank you very much. So I can join my sister when he talks to Lavalley. People can always talk about me and Simiti. Okay. On whether we're safe and secure with the current security apparatus. But now we actually deal with the one that we then can bring to peace. So we get four lessons and 4 conclusions we will draw. And I could just go quickly because I know so we'll not get time again to the recommendations. The first recommendation, so now we call on government 2 things. Immediately, for letting maintain professionalism in prosecuting and punishing individuals behind the violent crime. And while let it do them in line with the rule of law and constitutional principles, human rights standards, and not target any political party. And in the medium to longer term, let government try for improve the security sector. And number 2, with a call on political parties, let them reflect on the loss of image and leadership